Tony, when we look for you on YouTube, it will be just under Tony Freely.
Yes. Sorry, I was just getting a quick drink of water or soda. By the way, we're live. You'll notice, remember that branding, right? That watermark, it's right there. So we've got that going on. Let me minimize that.
So can you go back and correct your past posts?
Yeah, you can. You'd have to edit them. How many posts do you have? A lot. Okay. So yeah, you would go in and you would just hit the little three dots next to each post, hit edit post, and then you can change it a little bit. Which is totally, easy to do. It's just time consuming.
Because sufficient for you to have my email.
Yes, I do believe Elsie's got your email on the sign-in sheet.
Yeah.
So when I am done, I'll email.
I was not on the sign.
Oh, he wasn't? Then make sure that on the sign-in sheet, you write your email.
Okay. Who find me? The admin, remember?
Yeah, I wrote you in, so you're in there already.
I'm in the.
Yeah. You should have just got an email for this class already.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I just.
Yeah, so we have you.
I just did.
This system. Are you all enjoying today?
Great. Great.
Was it helpful?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yes. Very much, yes. I'm gonna watch it many times.
Well, the basic setup is pretty easy. If you get the basic setup down, that's fine. It's this one that we're going to talk about, like ideas to come up with, to talk about, and to be consistent, right? Because it's not hard to set up a channel, right? It's not hard to set up a business page. Your challenge will be the postings and the uploads, right? If you don't upload content, it will never work. Right? I've had many conversations, and Elsie has heard conversations like this from her communications department, when people go, well, I did this, it just doesn't work. When you go, well, how often do you do this? Well, I've done one video. Well, when did you do that? 2 years ago.
It's like having a website. That's just like having a website doesn't do anything unless you bring people to your website.
Unless you bring people to the website, it's a waste of money, right? It's like anything else. It's only as good as if you're using it. Now, the advantage of Facebook business page, the advantage of YouTube is that it's free. So it's not costing you any money, but you're also not making it work for you to gain money, right? So when you've got an 8-year-old that can earn $26 million in passive income, just reviewing products. His parent bought him a toy. He bought, like I saw one kid, 13 years old, sit down and talk about the microphone that he bought. And 13 years old, this is what I do. Do. Hear the sound difference? I'm like, holy cow, look, 10,000 views from his 1,500 subscribers. 13. Probably all about the same age, but throw a little mix of adults in there. oh, wow, if a kid likes it and a kid can do it or a child can do it, I should be able to do it. It's crazy.
You suggest that, like, this, other things like hobby, other stuff, restaurants, and videos.
Yep.
Not only real estate,
I can't tell you how often, like, it's funny because I'll go to YouTube for cooking videos, right? I have my own, recipes up on my YouTube channel, right? But it's like, I want to learn how to do this. And boom, all the how-tos. I've seen people create fire pits. I've seen people do it yourself, like, oh, let's sandblast furniture and all this stuff. This is what you need. Watch them do it in 10 minutes. Yeah.
I'm gonna go home for the day.
No.
I'm sure it's tired of me
So-
talking. So yeah, that's the signage. I think I have everybody who's here already, but if anybody else walks in, just have them do that.
Okay.
And then you can just leave it on my desk or scan it and just leave it on my desk.
Okay.
And then I'll get those in. But I marked everybody off already for the first 2 classes.
Cool. Thank
So
you.
whatever's left there, we'll just leave it out. They can take whatever snacks are left.
All righty.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a fourth one.
Oh, is there? I guess I have my bag on. Oh, no.
Let's see.
The only other thing, Tony, the sign.
Oh,
Okay. When you leave it, just bring the sign in here for me.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you.
I can do that. All right. So I want to respect everybody's time. Welcome back. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over social media marketing, the game plan. Okay. And again, let me see if I can get the slide to play. Excellent. All right, so developing your your social media strategy. You need to have a game plan. Okay, honestly, it's like playing chess. Anybody here ever play chess or checkers? Right? No one can ever win the game unless they have some sort of strategy to do it. Right? That's why you can't ever expect to win and be successful without some sort of strategy. Now, when we come and think about that, we've got at least 3 different strategies to think about when it comes to social media. Whether it's video, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you've got 3 potential strategies that are huge for you. Strategy number 1, in your social media postings, you're posting something that's real estate related that you are the expert on. And that's all you post. You don't have to post anything personal if you don't want to. Okay? You can just talk about real estate, how the business is, what's going on in the business, that you are the expert. Now, strategy number 2, you're going to post things that are non-real estate related that drives you passionately. People are attracted to things that you're passionate about. Because if you can motivate them, they're going to be motivated as well. But it's nothing related to real estate at all. Cooking, drinking, wine tasting, cheesing, whatever. Right? If you're a foodie like myself, you love talking about food. Right? Now, strategy number 3, however, it's a little bit of a mixture of 1 and 2. Strategy number 3, you talk about real estate that you're an expert on. You also talk about non-real estate things that you're so super passionate about. So out of these 3 strategies, you have to honestly ask yourself, which one is the best fit for you? Okay. So real quickly, which one does anybody want to try? Shout out a number. 1, 2, or 3. 3. Good. Good. I'm excited. Now, regardless of any strategy that you pick, it is important in social media and marketing that you need to be, number 1, yourself. Number 2, you got to be creative, fun, and open to engage with people. Earlier, we had a couple of people that said that they were introverts, like myself, right? But this is why we have to get out of our comfort zone just a little bit. We talked about that earlier. You would not show properly just because of the way you look or sound. No, we want to be open and engaging. Well, we got to be that same way and that same person online. And ultimately, We also want to be a friend and a source of information. Okay. Now, in becoming ourselves or being ourselves, relationships are built on trust and vulnerability. Is that true? All right. It may not be a good relationship if we don't have no trust and we can't be vulnerable with people, right? Anybody here ever been in one of those relationships? You can be honest. It's okay. Right? A friend is someone who gives you the total freedom to be yourself, says Jim Morrison. And that's true. We tend to forget that in our day-to-day lives, in our busy lives, right? We tend to forget that the people that we want to be friends with and that we want to have deep, meaningful relationships, whether it's business or personal or a combination of the both, we need to be totally ourselves. And we need to allow them to be themselves, right? Because ultimately, funny enough, people buy from people that they actually trust. Perfect example. Anybody here go to the store lately, like a clothing store? Anybody go shopping Black Friday? No? Good. Okay, so you went to the clothing store. Let me ask. Did the salesperson on the floor come up to you and say, "Hi, welcome to blank store. What are you looking for today?" What's your answer? Just browsing around. Why? Because I came at you just from trying to get your sale.
Right.
But what happens to the person in that same store? And let me ask, did you do this? The other person that came by and said, "Hi, how you doing? Are you having a good day today? What's happening? Is there anything that you're specifically looking for that maybe I can help you find?" What'd you say?
Yeah. Looking for a shirt.
Looking for a shirt. So totally different. Two people who are looking to do a sale, but two totally different approaches, right? Why? Because one person came at you as a friend, social contact. The other person came at you as a what? A sale. Did it make you feel special as the sale or as the personal contact person? Exactly, right? Now, this is where we need to be in ourselves. Our online persona has to match with our offline persona, meaning that the person that we are online, we are also off. Because part of that trust in ourselves is we are true, no matter who we connect with in any platform. Online dating, anybody here do online dating? You can be honest. Well, hey, I did years ago. I couldn't do it ever again, but it was one. Number one, I'm happily married. Number two, nowadays dating is just crazy. But it's one of those things that even back then, 20 years ago, it was all about, geez, I got to talk to you online, but then when you met up with them, they were duds. You are not 5'6". You are not 160 pounds. You're about 302.
206, not
Right.
106.
But you say that you're outgoing, and yet I can't get you to go out. And vice versa. They felt that way about me. Hey, I wasn't matching who I said I was. Right? Because when we're building that trust and our availability, we got to say and show that we are the exact person that they're building that relationship with. Right? Now, being creative, fun, and engagement, you got to think of unique, fun ways of being able to engage with people. This is hard for us as introverts because when we're scared to allow people to see who we truly are, it makes our messaging come off weird. This is where we need to begin to start, again, communicate with people on how to build that rapport. Fine. We've got to allow that vulnerability a little bit because, hey, people have to like you for who you are. And we ask the same in return. I will accept you for who you are. All your faults, everything, right? No different than any relationship, right? Here, if I can have fun, unique ways, like if I'm giving out information about the market, I don't have to be like some of these analytical financial experts. How many of you have just gone to sleep in 2 minutes when you've heard them starting to talk? And today, as of 2023, the fourth quarter, this is what hey, this is what the market's doing. Oh my God, we're about to blow up. We're engaged. We're going to want to listen. We also have to think of, in this fun and engaging way, people's attention spans, especially with the younger generation, 7 seconds or less. If you can't hold on to them longer than 7 seconds, they're not going to be, you're losing business. So we have to think of fun, creative ways. Now, I know some of us are stressing out. God, I got to come up with fun content. Not all the time, but as I'm building rapport, I need to allow people to engage with me. And I want to be engaging with them to be able to have them hear what I have to say. They have to pay attention. Rapport? Oh, probably. Hey, if you notice that, that's great. That means that out of the 6 years that I've had that up there, you're probably the first person that's doubted the spell check. I think there's an E on it, I think. Something like that, yeah, report. That's all right. I don't mind reporting any of this information to you all. But you get what I mean. Now, by the way, yes, sir. Yes, that's my camera. So my camera is called the Ozbot or Obsbot, OBSDOT. And it's a nice little standalone camera and with a hand gesture. It's a type of camera. Oh, yeah, you can make a video with it. I mean, we're making a video now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, do you recommend that use this?
For $260, yeah, it's great. It's a great 4K camera. It's small, it's portable. You know, just the extra stand is an extra $20 to your life. Yep. So here, it's following. So if you notice that little picture there, it just followed me because I told it to with a hand gesture. Whereas if I tell it to stop, now I'm on camera. Just like if I tell it to zoom in, hopefully I can tell it with it to zoom in. Yeah, it's all about the hand gestures. So silent, easy. It picks up the room pretty nicely depending on how big the room is. But for what I do, like quick video work, a lot of times I'm dealing with like smaller offices that don't have a large auditorium like this. It's great. By the way, a friend gives great information. Is that true? Ladies, started dating somebody. They only got the approval and by your friends, right? Hey, this person's horrible. He's rude. He's obnoxious. What'd you do? Put him to the curb, right? You know what? I wasn't the only one that thought that. My friends don't like it. Guys, same thing, right? Brought your girlfriend that you've been dating for 3 months in front of your guy friends just to see how everything would interact. Guy friends, oh, she's the coolest thing since sliced bread. She's a keeper. You should marry her right away because you won't find anything better. Okay. Oh, wow. My friends really don't like you. I got to break it off, right? But no matter what, think about it. You're asking your friends for important information. You're asking them to help you make an important decision. Guess what? Your social media friends who are thinking about purchasing or selling a home, are they going to go to just anybody? No, they should be coming to you, their friend, for that advice. And what should you say? Sure, I'll love to sell your home. Is that very friendly? No. You know what? Let's think about the pros and cons of listing your home. Honestly. It's a hot market. It's a slow market. Where are you thinking about moving to? Can you afford it? What's the reason behind it? Let's get you to think about it. Because honestly, what's more emotional than real estate? If you think about it, we're talking about large dollar amounts. We're talking about people's memories. Right? And if we're a part of that, we're being honored to be a part of that, to help buy and sell people's memories, we should be as friendly and as open and customer service oriented as possible. And we want to be as honest. Hey, I think it's a good time to sell. I think you will get a lot of money, but you know what? I can sit down with you and go over a CMA and strategize. Do you have to sell? If you don't have to sell, you should. But let's figure out what you can do. I'm not just going to get the business. I'm not out there just trying to get the business. I'm caring about my friends that I'm meeting online for their best interest. And if I can show honestly their best interest is above and beyond, the reward is, sure, I would love to use you because I trust you in looking out for my needs. I trust you to not gouge me and take every penny out of my pocket. Is that true? All right. That's why we bank where we bank. That's why we go to certain stores, right? Because we trust them. Again, your business, you're dealing with people's memories. We're just using social media to help build those relationships. Now, there are things to talk about on social media, like the market. What are the conditions? Is it a buyer's market, seller's market? What's going on? What are the things that are affecting your business? The commissions lawsuit, the potential, I don't want to say depression, but recession. I love how they changed that word from depression because they don't want anybody depressed. They just want to say reset, pull back just slightly, right? Obviously, we want to talk about the community. What's going on in the community that you're marketing in or you live in? Not everybody knows. Are there special events going on? Is there a Christmas parade? Is there a holiday parade? Right? Weather. Hey, can you believe that this year, December, we are hitting 80 degrees by Sunday with the lows of 44 on Sunday? A 40-degree balance. And yet, not a rain cloud in sight. Whereas this time last year, we had at least 3 or 4 inches of rain. What is going on with our weather? Come to my open house. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy a cookout. Whatever. Let's go over to Ying's house and have some great Chinese food. Right? By the way, things that interest you. Why is that good? Well, we want to talk about sports, TV shows, things to bond over. Right? Because again, we're mixing real estate and personal things that we're passionate about. We are a well-rounded individual. Yes, we like to think that real estate dominates our lives. Right? How many of you feel dominated by real estate? Good. How many of you are dominating real estate? One person. Excellent. Right? We run the business. We do not let the business run us. So part of that is we have a personality outside of just real estate. People need to get to know that. Remember, 62% of millennials use a real estate agent that they felt that they bonded with. That's more than half. And that's millennials. Now that number has grown, seeing how more and more millennials want to buy. Problem is can they afford it? Depends. Some of them, if an 8-year-old can afford to buy a few $1 million house out of a $26 million sale, why can't a 25-year-old buy? What are they doing or not doing that they should be? Are they in huge credit card debt? Are they in huge school debt? We need to help them understand those things. Right? In the world of being directed today, you need to be able to help the educators. Okay? And friends. By the way, if there's things to talk about, there are also things not to talk about. Trivial things like walking the dog. Hey, I woke up, walked the dog. That's great. Is it okay to talk about, hey, I'm walking my dog in the beautiful city of Laguna? Yeah, sure. Maybe you take a shot here and there. But that's all you talk about. I woke up, I went downstairs, I went to the bathroom, then I had a donut, then I washed my hands. Nobody wants to see it. All right. Now, you also want to avoid things like polarizing topics. The two big ones today, politics and religion. Back in my day, it was rude to talk about that at the dinner table. Why?
Don't want to get an argument at the dinner table.
Exactly. Don't want to get an argument at a dinner table. And that's at the dinner table. What's religion and politics doing today that we didn't have 20 years ago? Huge polarizing topics. People get violent. I will tell you, back in 2020 and 2021, I've never seen my stepmother was actually defriending family members for just having a difference of opinion when it comes to politics. I'm like, really? I'm showing them, I'm defriending them, I don't want to see them anymore. I'm like, okay, that's a bit extreme. Where's the tolerance? Right? Think about it. Today, 50% of your clients will always have a different opinion than you when it comes to religion and politics. Now, does this mean that you shouldn't have an opinion? No, you can have an opinion. Be mindful of where you're voicing your opinion. Right? We're voicing it on social media, everybody and their mother will see it. But then you have to ask yourself, out of 2.9 billion people or 2.6, if I want to alienate half of my clientele, what better way than to do that? Anybody here want to alienate half your clientele? No, you want to get as much business as you can. That means that we have to be almost like, what is it, Switzerland? Totally neutral. If somebody tries to start up a polarizing topic like that, hey, I can respect your opinion, but let's take it on a different form. Let's take it offline. Remember, operating under that code of conduct, right? Because again, there's nothing wrong with them having that opinion, but you're not going to tolerate it on certain platforms like yours. Okay. By the way, rude and vulgar and obnoxious, don't be that. What does that give? The impression. Who are you? If you're rude, you're judgmental, you're obnoxious, how are you going to handle yourself during the transaction? You're going to be rude to your client. You're going to treat people disrespectfully. Right? We want to show that upfront person that we are good. Okay. By the way, criticizing others beyond avoiding, of course, don't sell things in the wrong venue, like a personal page.
And vice versa, if one of you, can you
Nip
block
it in the
them?
bud. Yep. Nip it in the bud. Hey, I respect your opinion, but this is not the venue, and I'm going to warn you once or twice.
And they cannot access your chat.
Correct. You can all of a sudden block them and know what they can't see your post. They can't even post a comment to your post because they'll never see it.
Is that for YouTube and Facebook?
YouTube, you can't do that, but only Facebook you could. But you can only do that to your friends. So you don't have to unfriend somebody to block them. And it's so funny because people react so, I want to say critically, when you unfriend them. I can't believe you unfriended me. I'm taking off all my family. Doesn't mean I don't want to be friends with you. You're family. It's just that I don't want people seeing your stuff on my thing. Right?
Can you see someone else, right?
Yeah, because you're notified that the system that you've been unfriended,
Oh, really?
but the system won't notify you if you've been blocked.
Right.
So, if you, have friends on your regular Facebook page, would you just block them on the business Facebook page?
If you can, when you request the likes, you can choose who you want the like request from your friends list. So if you choose none of your family to do that, which why wouldn't you? Your family should know that you're in business. Because really, where are you getting your business from? Friends and family. So, but you could choose to do that if you want.
I mean, there's definitely some people that have to block on Facebook.
Me too. Me too. And it's one of those things that if you block them, they're not notified that they're blocked, which saves you the headache of getting a nasty email or a nasty phone call or a text from that person a lot of times. They may just think, oh, he's not posting or she's not posting. Versus, oh, I unfriend you. Now they're notified by Facebook, which now just opens up a whole can of worms that you may not want to deal with, especially if you know the person is difficult. Or your relationship has ended not so friendly.
Yeah, because I did use over, what people, like, if they post stuff, like, whatever, have words in it and stuff like that.
That's why you set up that profanity meter to be on. So if they do post profanity, it's blocked.
So, because what can people, I get confused, it's like what I'm seeing versus what other people are seeing on my
You can choose
Facebook.
for it not to come to you, right? You can even report it on them like, hey, this is vulgar, or maybe they posted a picture that you didn't give them permission to. Like, Oh, well, we were at a bar and it was funny to see you laying on the bar upending a bottle of tequila. Right? And if they tagged you, then all your friends on your personal page will see what you've been tagged in. Which is why you've got to be mindful of that. Hey, take that. And
So-
Facebook will immediately pull it down.
So let me ask you this, like, so sometimes, that's what I'm confused about, like, what can other people see if you're not really
If I put it-
tagged?
So if I put a post and I choose that post to be public, then everybody in the world can see.
So if somebody comes on, like if one of my friends or whatever, it's usually like a relative of my husband that, you know, posts some.
If you put the post as public or to your friends list, then anybody in your friends list, which everybody's a friend, unless you change that list around, will see that post. If you put people into those categories, right, like the checklist or the lists, and then you go to write a post, then you can say, I want it to go to this list and that list only. Then no one else will see it other than that list. So if you've only got family in the family list, and you go to write a post and you say, change it from public to family, then only anybody who's in that family list will see it. Not your friends, not your clients, not anybody else, not even the public will see it. So you got to monitor how you're posting.
Just like if they're posting, I know this.
If
I
they
get
tag
like-
you,
Like, would a person have to go on my face? I like,
nope, I can do what they call the hashtag or that @ symbol, right? So if I start to write in your name, it'll immediately kind of like highlight you like, oh, we're gonna put it to your feed. Because I'm posting a picture and I'm tagging you, hey, we had a great time at the concert, right? And I put in your name, then it tags you. Well, what happens if you were dressed inappropriately? That would give a different light of how you conduct yourself in business. Well, number one, you're going to get a notification. Oh, Anthony posted a picture about you. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I'm wearing a miniskirt. I'm wearing a tight fitting dress, whatever. I don't like that. You can immediately choose report violation or request takedown. I'm sent that request, and if I don't do it, Facebook will do it for me.
but if they don't tag me, other people.
If they don't tag you, then
Other people
nobody
are
else will
really
see it unless they're friends with them. And if we have the same mutual friends, then they'll see the post.
And to remove that, how long it take?
They'll do it within 24 hours.
By then
It's pretty quick.
By then, everybody saw it.
I say 24 hours is to be a safe thing, but my wife has requested that I take photos down before, and it happened within a matter of like an hour.
So on your business page of Facebook, you cannot choose who's to talk.
Correct.
Everybody.
Everybody, unless because it's for my business, which is why I got to be mindful of what I'm posting, how I'm posting, things like that. By the way, this is how we make our messages stand out. We got to think of unique, fun ways. Don't be afraid to stand out. Again, introverts in the room. We got to come out of our comfort zones to stand out in our business, right? What makes me different or better than you? The competition. Not talk about. Right? I got better customer service. I do this, I do that, I do the other thing. We'll talk about it. Show it. Okay? Have other people talk about what you do. Speaking of which, here are some examples of how messages could stand out. So I love this one. Marky Lemon's Raw. She's a young lady from Chicago. She is awesome. Right? We've actually had her as a guest feature. She's a big Instagrammer. She's a big podcaster. She's should have been a singer-songwriter at this point. She's written books. She's a high-end real estate agent of Chicago. What I love about this, godmother of champagne closings, Marky Lemon's Ryle. She's got a hashtag. She's got a video of what she's talking about. And the video, I think, is about a minute long.
She knows a lot.
She knows a lot.
That's what
AI? I don't know. Well, she's one of those very few people that love jumping ahead of the game, getting things done. Yeah. Right? Well, we're all kind of spinning our wheels. Gosh, what do I do? She's out there already trying to do stuff. By the way, here's another one. I love this. Window cleaning 101. 1 part vinegar, hot water equals streak-free natural cleaning. Who do you think that might appeal to? Anybody who's into natural cleaners, right? Think about it, COVID, all those chemical items, all the Clorox and all that other stuff went skyrocketed. Perel was at $10 a little bottle. Right? Yeah. What do you got? Chemical smells, your hands feel icky, cruddy. Way better.
Those posts for Instagram?
This is a post from Instagram. This is a post from Facebook. This one is another one from Facebook where Marky basically thanked Realtor or NAR for recognizing her in the Realtor magazine. Here's another one I like. This can be Instagram or even Facebook. Rent versus buy. Basically, what's in that post? The benefits of both.
We're gonna see some of the Instagram. insights.
I'm not a big Instagrammer, unfortunately. But it's all about picture and video. No different than YouTube, other than you've got mini reels, which are 30-second long videos, which I don't know if you can't tell, I'm a talker. 30 seconds is not good. I got at least a minute to 18 hours.
But you can use Instagram to bring, and then in your, in the link to put your video, the long version of it, right? Just bring.
You can. You can do that. As a matter of fact, there's AI that can break up your video into segments. So you can tell the AI to 1-minute content reels for Instagram
So
out of
what,
this video. And it will take that video and break it all up at the key points where it needs to. It's, you don't have to do too much now.
Because you cannot have links, but you can have your.
So it would break up the video and it will be like, here's one video, here's another video, here's another video.
Your website can have it. They can click on your website and see that video.
Yeah, you can do that too. Because when you're on YouTube, you can say share, and then it will say you want to share the whole video, or you can mark how much of the video you want to share, and then it gives them a reason. Here in just a second. Yes,
so
sir.
out of a good YouTube video, you can actually.
Like Marky Lemons
make
does a
it for
podcast.
TikTok, Instagram.
She is all about repurposing content.
How
She can-
long are the reels for Facebook?
I think it's the same, less than 1 minute.
Oh, I mean, web is a lot, yeah.
1 minute is a lot.
Because the personal page, how do you call the video?
Well, you can just upload a video, you can do live, but then there's a choice that says reels.
No,
Or shorts. YouTube is shorts,
No, for on Facebook, the ones that you click on page.
reels.
The stories,
Oh,
they're
story.
only like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You cannot do more.
Yeah, you gotta get really creative. You can still take that 1 hour long video and create a 30 story content,
That's
or
not
create
really
a
nice.
story. It's gonna
So
Chop.
30 seconds, that's not it.
30 seconds. Well, again, remember, people pay attention for no longer than 7 seconds, right? By the way, I think it's actually technically 6. A goldfish has an attention span of 7 seconds. So nowadays, people have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. But our brains are 30 times larger. By the way, here's one. Which backyard do you prefer? Simple picture. Now, I love this. Why? 3 years ago, I was talking about this. The agent saw that picture and went, no way. That can't be a good social media post. I said, try it. She had 2 listings, 2 different cities. I think one was in Newport, the other one was in San Clemente. She did the exact same thing. She showed the backyard of San Clemente. She did the backyard of Newport. She said, which backyard do you prefer? Put it on her social media. She showed me 24 hours later, she had 237 views.
Wow.
Half and half were split. Half like the top, half like the bottom. Out of that, she ended up closing both properties and getting 7 new clients. Hey, I love this. Can I go and see it? Is that a real listing? Can I go and see it? Sure enough, she showed it, sold it that week. Both of them.
The good thing about that, it's like
It's visual.
in Instagram, you can actually, you can just.
You can do all
Yes or
sorts
no.
of things. Tag it, tag it, tag it. But the problem is that people get bored with tags. If I just, even if I didn't use or if I didn't use Instagram, which by the way, I can merge my Facebook business page with my Instagram account. So anything video or picture wise I put on Facebook business, I can immediately push to Instagram. So even something like this, I can get different opinions or different viewpoints. Which one do you prefer? I've had people go, geez, in the basement, there was the hole in the butt of the basement. Do you think this is a good selling point? That was it. Is this a good selling point of a home? Just a picture of a stripper pole in the basement of a home. Somebody, she said, she showed a couple of posts. She was like, it is amazing. Some people went, heck yeah, that looks like it would be fun to try out. Man, I wish I had a basement. Right? How do I get that in my home? Or how do I buy this? Or a couple of her posts. So it's all about visual, right? Because if we think about that, the messaging, are you delivering it via text, writing, or are you delivering video and pictures? Funny enough, 90% of all information comes through us through our visual cortex. No matter what they say, and I love how they used to say men are visual creatures. In actuality, women are more visual than men. People remember 70% and respond 40% better with visual information than having to read it. We all talked about that earlier. 2 people in this room like to read. The rest of you, visual. Right? So how are we delivering this message to our clients today? And what is it that they're going? Now, funny enough, it does increase engagement by 170% when we have interesting photos and videos. Now, there are other parts of this plan. The answer is yes, it's all about time management, consistency. We need to make time to manage our Facebook and our social media. So, not all postings are the same. There are some good times and bad times to post. So, the worst times to post on Facebook between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m. Why? Most people are, right? LinkedIn, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Why? Because it's a business platform. Most people are at work. If you're posting during business hours, they're more than likely not looking at your stuff, right? Best days of the week to post on Facebook, Thursdays and Fridays. People want to know what's going on for the weekend. Monday through Thursday is great for Twitter if you're into Twitter. Tuesdays through Thursdays, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Saturdays, Instagram, Mondays. So you have to ask yourself, what's your schedule? Right? Once you decide on your posting schedule, book your calendar. You all live and die by your calendar. So you don't have to take a picture of this if you don't want to. Because again, remember, you're going to get a copy of the video. Right? Now, minimally for Facebook, 3 times a week. As a matter of fact, I need to change that. It's 3 times a day.
Which one?
Facebook, 3 times a day. Now I know everybody just freaked out. Oh my God, I gotta go on 3 times a day on Facebook.
Yeah, what is it sending out?
It's all about, it's not about quantity of hours spent, it's quantity of time spent. They want to see you using their platform on a consistent basis. Their algorithm doesn't look at you spent 15 hours on Facebook today if you only went on it once. What they want to see is in your 8-hour day, you went to it 3 or 4 times. Because if you go to it 3 or 4 times, they're going to show you more postings by other people that you're friends with. Okay. And when it comes to this, I want to say minimally on Facebook 3 times a day. But it should be more than 20 minutes. Not at a time, but all day.
How about YouTube? How often do you
That's going to be, we're going to get to that. Because that's going to be different. Because you're not going to see what people are posting every day or every minute, unlike Facebook, right? So your day is broken up in three sections: morning, noon, night. You get up in the morning, you get yourself ready, you're drinking your cup of coffee, you go on for 5 to 10 minutes. Midday, your door knocking, when you're having lunch, you go on in that little break time for another 5 minutes. Right there, you're at 15.
People actually stop after, like, that's the problem. They get on it. Like,
Well, that's the thing. We got to train ourselves because guess what? Your schedule says, I've got to VIP listing appointment, I've got a showing, I've got inspection. I've got Facebook time, I've got personal time, I've got food I gotta put in my tummy, and of course, you gotta sleep. The last time at night, maybe around 8, 9 o'clock before you go to bed, maybe you got kids in bed, maybe you are winding down from your day and you spend maybe another 5, possibly 10 minutes going through it. Now, by the way, go through and comment on people's posts. Not just like or dislike, comment, hey, this is great. Answer them. That's a great time. Hey, somebody responded to a post of yours, take the time to respond. Now, if you do that minimum 3 times, you will see 4 out of 5 posts on Facebook. Or I should say, people will see your post 4 to 5 or 4 out of 5 times. So every 5th post they won't see. Yes.
Can you schedule the postings like?
Yes.
Like, just, schedule a lot of.
Yeah, remember when I showed you uploading a video, there's a schedule? That's different. If I'm going on Facebook, I'm probably going to go in my calendar, like my phone calendar, to give me a reminder. It's time to brush my teeth. It's time to go on Facebook. Right? Maybe you set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, when I go to Facebook, I'm going to go to my clock, set a timer for 10 minutes. That way I don't get stuck going down a rabbit hole unless I'm really bored at the bank or I'm waiting for that date. Right? So we do that. So here's some successful tips for marketing in Facebook. Thursday and Fridays between 1 and 3 are considered the best times to post on Facebook. So this is a great time to post open houses. So if you have a listing, why? We put that out there. People want to know what you're about to do for the weekend. Okay. Business posts or businesses post on an average 8 times a day. I'm asking you to only do it 3. Do it at least 3 times. A majority of your posts will be seen. Huge businesses actually spend 8 times a day throughout the day posting things. If you get, I know, but again, it's not about matter of spending hours on Facebook. It's little tidbits of using their platform to get your posts seen. So again, if you only spend 5 minutes, maybe this young lady, she's gone on twice today, but then there's an opportunity. She happens to door knock, or she closes escrow. Guess what? Great time to post on Facebook. Maybe do a live video. And all of a sudden, people will go, gee, she's on Facebook a lot. Right? But she's only been on there 3 times today. And she hasn't even gotten to her nighttime posts. But it's an opportunity. And people will start to be notified faster about her being live on Facebook. Or maybe you uploaded a video. Hey, did you know there's an accident on the 405 near San Juan Capistrano? All of a sudden people see that, right? Because now your 4 out of 5 posts get seen. By the way, images and video content account for 70 to 90% of all Facebook ad performance. So if you do a Facebook targeted ad, make sure you at least have a video or a picture of what you're advertising. 47% of Facebook's video ads happen within the first 3 seconds. 26% of Facebook users who click on an ad actually reported making a purchase from that ad. 26% is huge. So can you imagine doing a Facebook ad for your property that you're listing? Or your services that you provide? Now all of a sudden you start getting calls, you get people to see it because they're wanting to engage with you. Maybe they go to your business page, they see things, they like you. Then all of a sudden you friend them, and now all of a sudden you've opened up a whole floodgate of potential clients. 1 in 5 Facebook videos are now live. People want to see you in the raw. So you talk about editing video. Sure, 4 out of your 5 videos you're going to edit. But they want to see the real you. That's why in the car videos get the most views. You trip, you fall, you stumble over your words. People love seeing people make mistakes. What were they saying? I think they said the wrong word. Or while you're showing the house, whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry about that, everybody, I kind of tripped there. Or you walk into the door, heaven forbid. Right? Don't do this while driving. Please don't. I want you to pay attention to the road. Okay. By the way, 42% of consumers do respond to an inquiry to an ad within the first 60 minutes of the inquiry. So this means we need to make sure that we respond. Now, beautiful thing about Facebook and YouTube, you can turn on their phone notifications. So when you do a video or you do an upload like that, and someone responds, you're sent a push notification to your phone. Hey, someone inquired or sent you a message about your ad. What are you going to do? We're going to respond to it. Why? This show's engaging. We're not just putting up content and forgetting about people. We are now putting up content and being able to engage with them, because that's the whole point. We don't engage with potential clients, we're throwing money out the window. Here's a nice little sample of a 30-day calendar. Somebody goes, always ask, what kind of content do I put up? There's something to post every day. I never said 8 times. 3. 3. Start off with 3. Let's work out. Can't expect you to bench 250 right away. You've never lifted weights before, right? But something inspirational. Talk about your deals. Question of the day. Relevant content, right? There is a whole plethora of information you can talk about and create. And we haven't even touched on AI to help you. Biggest bang for your buck. Top 5 things to consider before doing before you list your home. Who doesn't need to know that as a potential seller in today's market? We are a super anemic market right now. How do you convince a seller to want to list? Nobody's been able to answer that question. Does everybody have an opinion? Talk about your opinion. Right? Maybe you might have that nugget of gold that no one's ever considered, and all of a sudden you're an internet sensation and clients want to come to you because, you know what? You're right. This is what I need. You're the only agent that's talking about what my needs are. Right? Who pays for what? Talk about it. So 30 things to talk about. Now, our approach to video marketing on YouTube, easy. The idea, the plan, into action. Everybody's got the idea here today. I want to do video marketing. But no one has a plan to implement. Anybody here doing videos? You did a couple. When was the last time you did one? Last year. So what's our plan? We got to all of a sudden develop the plan. Right? The idea is I want to use video in my marketing. But it's the plan that's going to help us put this into action. We have no plan, we have no action. We have no action, there is no success. What was that? Exactly. Well, that's part of it. Now, there are parts of the plan. Part number 1, real quickly, got to dedicate resources. Like, you don't have to spend a ton of money. As a matter of fact, video is the easiest DIY, do it yourself tool out there. Okay, if I can do it, you can do it. Got to dedicate time to record. You got to have a place to record. Ideally, your office, if it's quiet, because nowadays with COVID, nobody likes going to the office necessarily. But if your kids are at home from school, you need to get away in a quiet, undistracted way, go to your office. Now, if your office is super busy and there's nobody at home, guess what? Go home, record your video. Okay? Equipment, a camera or mobile device is good. As a matter of fact, today's phones, my iPhone 15, 4K video. Great for, what is it, the $800 that my phone is. And my phone is the internet access, my YouTube, my Facebook, everything here. I just got a beautiful camera that I just need to put it on a stand. Now, a microphone would be good. You can go on Amazon, buy a wired plug-in microphone, or if your phone came in with a headset, it's got a built-in microphone in that headset. It's automatically noise canceling.
Take vertical for Instagram and horizontal. for
Either way,
YouTube.
I usually,
Doesn't matter.
to me, it doesn't matter. Usually, a lot of people like to do it vertical just for the Instagram, Facebook. I like to do it horizontal because I like to get a bigger wide shot angle a lot of times. So I think it just depends on what you're doing, but up, down. If you're doing it horizontal, make sure that the bottom of the phone is always to your right, because that way it's taking the right side up video. If you do it where it's on the left-hand side, when you upload the video is upside down. And then it's a nightmare to get it right side up. Okay. By the way,
The camera to the side.
the camera is off to my left. The bottom of the phone is off to the right. Let's see. Also, anybody here have the Bluetooth headsets? Like AirPods? They have microphones. Right? $140. Awesome. Okay. The idea is to have clear audio. Your video can look horrible. It's the audio that matters a lot of times, because you want them to hear your content. You want them to hear what you have to say. If you come off, it's gonna drive you nuts. You can have the clearest, clean video.
With realtors are doing it like outside. there's a lot of wind.
Oh, put on the noise canceling stuff. Put on the little thing on your microphone. If you're gonna have that, try to cut out that wind. If you're just doing it on your phone, it will pick up the wind. Just like be steady with your camera. Keep it steady. Right? If you don't have a stand and you want to use yourself, tuck your arms in, hold your phone from side to side, even when you're taking pictures. Why? Because your hands won't shake if you tuck your hands in or your elbows into your chest. Not to mention, I literally have to move my entire body in order to move that camera.
I have one of those,
Gimbals, those are good too, but that's like another $150 piece of equipment. They're really, really good.
People like this.
But if we're talking about cost-effective ways, we build up to it. My phone is perfect. Whether I have a microphone or not, I probably have a microphone already that I don't have to spend money on. As a matter of fact, if you look at a lot of Zoomers today, they are using just their phone headset that they got with their last phone from iPhone as a microphone, and it's crystal clear. It's got to be for a phone. Definitely going to be for a video. By the way, have some sort of video editing software. Now, yes,
Take a video and then save over it or talk over it.
yes, you can do that too.
After you eliminate the
Video editing software, right? Like iMovie and WeVideo, you can separate out the audio from the video clip, and then you can delete out the audio and then just re-record new audio.
Can you do that on your phone or you have to do it on your desktop?
Either one.
Problem is you have to transfer.
No. iMovie, the little thing about iCloud, it synchronizes automatically across all devices. So if I edited the video in iMovie, my iPhone, my iPad, my iMac computer, all has access to that video. If I use WeVideo, which is an internet-based video editing software for about $100 a year, I upload that video and now I have access to PC, my Mac, my iPhone, my iPad, any device from any computer, and I don't have to worry about carrying a physical file anywhere. It's all internet. Movie Maker, PC only. I want to say iMovie and WeVideo are probably the two easiest user-friendly ones out there that are universal.
Which of the three it's better for someone who's not that you know?
What phone device do you use?
It's Android.
Android?
Samsung.
WeVideo. If you're a Mac user, iMovie. iMovie is free. WeVideo, you'd have to spend $100 for it. But it's internet based. Okay, part 2. Super quickly. Figure out what stories you want to tell. Think about the audience you are wanting to connect with and consider what audience you want to attract. So in our storytelling, in our message delivery. We're going to attract the business that we are projecting to.
What was the name of it? What meeting?
We Video, WEVIDEO.com. So when we're actually making video or even developing content, we got to think about the audience that we're trying to get and who we want to attract to our business. It's like anything else. We think about things negatively, right? Or we talk about the business negatively. Guess who we're going to attract? People who are of like mind, right? Like attracts like. Law of attraction, 101. What we think about, we bring about. What we project out there comes back to us tenfold. Okay? So if we're saying that the market is horrible, then other people coming to us are going to think the same way. If we say the market is great, guess what? We're going to attract people that think that the market is just as great. Okay? How are you going to tell the story? Keep the videos short but informative. To start, when I say keep it short, small nuggets of information is all that's needed. At least no more than 2 to 3 minutes. Right? You need to give the audience an excuse to want more. It's the old saying, right? Why come to you for a glass of milk when you give them the whole cow? Right? Think about it.
How do you give the audience excuse one?
Here you go. So instead of saying the top 5 things in order to sell your home, I'm only going to give you 3. Here are the top 3 things you need to do in order to prep your home for sale. Then in the video, for more information on the next step, why don't you give me a call? Give me an email. I'm giving you now a call to action and an excuse to know what the next step is. Because now this young lady goes, hey, I've done steps 1 through 3. What's the next step? That's great. Call me. Or she responds. I give her step 4. But you know what? Your particular situation may be different. So step 5 through 6 may be unique to you. Why don't we call, or why don't you give me your number? Or why don't you give me a call and we can talk about it further. Now all of a sudden she's curious. Nobody will give me the next steps. Tony, what's the next step? Let me come there and see. Let's evaluate what your home is really worth. Did you prep it right? I know you said you did steps 1 through 3, but did you really do steps 1 through 3? I get there. You know what? I like what you did for step 3, but you need to do this a little bit. I'm having an honest conversation, right? Think about it. It's fishing. We have 2 ways of fishing. Number 1, we take all the bait and dump it in the water and hope that some fish will jump in the boat. You might get one. Or what else do we do? We put the bait on the hook. We only put 1 bit of bait on the hook. We throw it in the water. It's going to snag that 1 fish. We bring it in. Then we put another bait on and grab another fish and another fish and another fish. Which one's more successful? A small little bait. By the way, when it comes to your videos, never or avoid fading to black at the end. Why? People tend to forget information the moment the video ends and it goes to black. What we do is we're going to end the video with our contact information. So first point of contact, how they contact us. For more information and videos, call me, email me, company information, all right there. And that's how the video ends. Why? Because a lot of times the last thing that somebody sees, they will remember. If it goes to black, some people will then begin to have the excuse, I'm sorry, what did they say again? I don't know if I want to rewatch the video. 2 ways. Now, oh, geez, you know what? I saw your video, but I remember this and I remember that. Am I getting it right? I know I got your information. I wrote it down. I saw it. Now she goes, you know what? You kind of got it right. You're missing a couple of things in between. But at least she knows that I saw the video. By the way, an upcoming event or something that the viewer needs to watch next. For more information or information on this, click on my channel, subscribe, look at the next video, or subscribe to my channel for any upcoming content. Give them that excuse. Part 3. Schedule your time. It's all about the schedule, right? We live and die by it. Consistency is key to your video marketing. If you only do one video, we never expect a lot in return, right? You need to put out numerous videos. I'm the perfect example of that. Bless you, by the way. I actually had to put out 15 videos before I actually got more than 15 views. I have more than 145 on my channel, but 145 public. Ideally, you should do at least a video once a week. I know that freaks out a lot of people, like this gentleman here. Honestly, no one can do that right away. Well, I'm going to say you need to build up to it. It's like working out. Can't expect this gentleman to lift 250 pounds on his chest if he's never lifted any weights before. He's going to start off at 20. So my 20 is this. Do at least one video a month. Do one video a month, that's 12 videos in 1 year. Now all of a sudden, guess what you got? A video library of content. One of your videos should be your intro video. 30 seconds long. Maybe you have to update it every once in a while. Right? But no big deal. You at least got that. Gets people out there. Okay? Now, depending on the type of video, this is also going to help dictate your schedule, right? Because you got different things like quarterly videos, monthly videos, weekly, and of course, as needed. Yes.
Once you upload a video on YouTube, how long is it?
Until you decide to take it down, until YouTube says they broke their agreement. So it will be there forever. Forever.
People can be watching.
Yep. One of my earlier Zip Forms classes has more than 35,000 views. And this is probably going on 8 years old. Now, do I take it down? No. Somehow CAR and some other people are using my video link to show it, but I've actually had people from other parts of the United States call me about that video. Hey, I saw this video. Can you tell me a little bit more about Zip Forms? Sure, I'm more than happy to.
Make some money out of
Nope. I'm all about helping agents. But it's funny to see that. Right?
are the same.
The contracts are different, but the platform's the same. So as long as the platform is the same, which it is, which is a beautiful thing about that platform, any state can use it, which most states do. By the way, uploading analytics, you got to be mindful of where people are viewing your posts. So post it to your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, your personal website, right? You also want to analyze and measure the analytics. Why? You want to see how well your videos are doing, which videos are viewed the most, right? How long they're watched. If the viewer shares or comments on your videos, do they like or dislike? By the way, if they write a comment, respond to it. It shows willingness to be able to be reached and engage.
So all the info will be in there.
Yep,
How do you go to see that?
I'll show you. By the way, this is good to know because as you begin to look at this, maybe you see this young lady, see them her videos that she's doing off the cuff, no script, in her car after her showing that she does, are getting 200 or 300 views versus her sitting in front of the computer or in front of her desk reading the analytics, only get 5 or 6. What is she more than likely going to do? More of. Right? In a way, our next job is our TV program. Right? Anybody remember back in the day of how TV programs used to work? You had a summer and a fall season. Fall season is when all the new shows came out, all the pilots. Summer was all the repeat shows of the shows that were watched and were popular. And most of the pilots that couldn't get past second week were immediately cut off the roster and were replaced by other reruns from previous shows. So in a way, back then, before we had the super powerful online computers, people were what? monitoring how well videos and TV shows are being monitored. Anybody watch that show Mad Men? Okay, one of the seasons when TV became popular, somehow the advertisers were analyzing content. And they were doing that all by printed material. Nowadays, you're watching stuff instantaneously, right? Now, types of videos you want to produce, things like the About Me, the intro video, the listing videos, obvious, important client testimonials, whether it's good or bad. By the way, if they do say something bad about you, I'd still use it. Why? Because I'm going to do a retort or a response video. Thank you very much for your honest response. I'm so sorry that you felt that I gave you, a bad time in your home buying experience. I totally apologize. But I want to thank you for being totally honest about what you felt during that process. And I promise you and any future clients that I will learn from this experience. Now, we're going to be honest when we do that, right? If I sent that video to that client that had bad experience, what do you think they might do? Well, they may not feel bad, but they probably are going to be appreciative that I'm taking the time out of my busy schedule to apologize. And if I'm not afraid to publicly apologize to you, now all of a sudden what? This might intrigue you to refer me your most hated person. Why? Because you know what? If I had such a bad experience, I want somebody else to have just as bad of an experience. I want to refer you my enemy. Now, they won't tell me that, but guess what? The enemy now all of a sudden has a great experience. Why? Because I have learned from my mistakes. You hear about that. What? He did this, he did that. Number one, wow, Tony is really integrity, driven in his business. He actually took what I said to heart and actually improved himself. 2, 3, 10 years down the road, you now all of a sudden want to sell your home. Am I going to be remembered? Hopefully. Maybe even they refer you some of their family and friends at that point. Wow, Tony honestly got better. He treated my worst enemy as his best client and learned from all those mistakes that I pointed out. I trust him. Right? By the way, some other type of content, interviews. And what I mean by interviews, we're going to interview people in and around the neighborhoods we're marketing. We're going to go to local businesses. Maybe we go to the town hall, interview some of the town hall members. What's going on in this city? What do you all have plans for? How are you handling this, that, and the other? People want to know. I want to know so I can encourage people to buy here. Right? By the way, local and community videos are great. Not everybody knows what's happening in your city that you live in. Oh, by the way, the interview videos, interview local businesses. You're not the only business that doesn't advertise. But guess what? Hi, I'm a local agent. I've been to your restaurant once or twice. I really love this place. I noticed that you only have like 3 or 4 people in here at a time. I want people to come here and keep you here. Can I interview you? Are they going to love getting free advertisement? Get some free food, right? Because, by the way, our local market update videos are great because people want to know what's on the market, but that special offer comes in. Or every month, right? Hey, if you come to my restaurant or my business and you mention that you saw this video on Anthony's channel, I'll give you a 2-for-1 sale. 50% off. It's funny. Nowadays, it's buy one, get the second one 50% off. It used to be buy one, get one free, right? But now it's buy one, get one 50% off. By the way, client process videos, this is a big one. This also requires that you know the process of the entire escrow. What client won't appreciate this? I can't tell you how many clients have told me they felt left alone and out in the dark, and that the agent, all they did was write the contract and let them to the wolves. Nowadays, when you have to negotiate both sides of your commission, you want to show that customer support and that service. Why not explain the process? In this case, this might be a private video. Hi, Steve. Just wanted to do a quick video. I know we just opened escrow or we just got our offer accepted. Let's go over what is to be expected in the next 30 days. We give them that bits of information. They get it, now all of a sudden, wow, thank you for letting me know. Number one, I got 17 days to get your inspections done. In that 17 days, we're also going to request from the seller their disclosures for you to be able to review and sign quickly because it's important. By the way, during this entire 30 days, please, as your lender will tell you, do not buy anything big that's going to affect your credit. No cars, no motorcycles, no diamond rings that you have to sell a kidney for. What you got in the bank, don't spend it. I know it's Christmas time, right? Because the last thing you want is to find out in the 8th hour you can't qualify because you bought that car and it threw your debt to income off. By the way, home buyer seller advice, 3 things to do. Instructional videos are always good. Maybe you do this for your team. Maybe you, hey, let's instruct you on what the purchase agreement is like. As of this date, this is what we need to do about the purchase agreement or the disclosures. Maybe you talk about your team, your office. You are not just a team of one, you are a team of many. Your broker is there to support you. Your title, your lender, your escrow are there to support you. Hopefully you have a TC. If not, the kids are great TCs. I'll give you $20 to organize my files. That's your allowance. Event videos, your year in review, great year in review. Thank you so much for giving me your business this year. Help me be successful. I hope that you love your homes. Thank you all for giving me your services. Listing and pre-listing video packages. It's great to give them a listing package of what to expect, like a listing presentation, but now we do a listing presentation video or a pre-listing. Now, the types of videos will dictate how often you're doing this, like year in review, you're only going to do once a year, right? Market updates, that might be your monthly or quarterly. Community information might be your weekly or monthly. It depends on how often you door knock and connect out with your community. Client testimonials are going to be as needed because, again, if you're not closing that many escrows, you're not going to be doing that many client testimonials. Instructional videos, that might be monthly too, depending on what it is that you do. Knowing the type of videos you're making will help you plan your schedule. What was that? Nope, just you, right? Maybe your spouse. By the way, the final part of this game plan is your meet and greet. Once you've made your connection has been established online, it's now to get them offline and meet them in person. Because at the end of the day, friendships are solidified and relationships are solidified when you actually meet each other. Because at the end of the day, real estate is and will always be a face-to-face business. I don't care who you talk to. You can hear all the big tech say, we're all automating, we're all automating. Well, guess what? You're playing the numbers game. You're treating real estate like the stock market, right? But at the end of the day, we talk about what? Real estate is more personal than anything. You're buying and selling people's memories. And at the end of the day, we want them face-to-face to get the feel, because we are a feeling species, that this is a good purchase or that this is a good experience. And again, we're there through that entire process. Because at the end of the day, when we do this, right, we're going to try to form relationships. We're going to earn those connections by being who we are and building that trust and credibility. We're going to get people to like us, hopefully. And at the end of the day, we're going to ultimately meet up and close the deal. Because once we do that, what's our reward? We're paid what we're worth. This is not the all-determining factor. It's the reward for our hard-earned work.
Is it a good idea to put our phone numbers on the postings and videos?
Yes. Because how do you expect people to contact you? It's a call to action. Call me, email me, subscribe. Right? You're doing it in a pleasant way. I would love to get a call. Okay, how do I call you if I don't know your information? Call me app. Right? Because that's part of that, let's get offline. I'm excited about what you got to tell me. Come to see me. Talk to me over the phone. I like the way what you got to say, because what you're saying to me over the phone is exactly how you are describing the video. So far, your online personality and your offline seem to match up. Let me meet you. Come to my house. I'd love to get an evaluation. What makes you now stand out more than the 10 other agents that have come by and solicited? Buy. Sell. I'm bored. You don't sound like that. I like what you guys say. I trust you. Now I want to do business with you. Does that make sense? All right. Things to remember. Be careful of your MLS and code of ethics violations. Don't go to anyone's property and just start randomly taking videos. If you're not the listing agent, you should not be doing videos. If you are doing a video, you need to get permission from the listing agent and or listing broker, because at the end of the day, per their contract, they are the ones that are in charge and responsible. If you accidentally say something by mistake and hinder someone from selling their home, not only are you responsible, but so is the listing agent. You can be sued. So, Code of Ethics or MLS Rule 12.8, a listing shall not be advertised in any other media other than the participant or subscriber, other than the person without prior consent of the listing broker or the listing agent. And that's all about the perception. Don't do a Facebook Live from a property without getting permission. Even if I got this young lady, or if I'm doing an open house for this young lady, I should get it in writing. Can I do a video? Can I do a Facebook Live? I like to get other people on my social media to look at this property. But then when I do that, I've got to ethically indicate that I am not the listing agent, because we don't want a misperception or mislead the public that I am the listing agent when in actuality I'm not. So, Code of Ethics, Article 12. We don't want to mislead.
Text will be okay.
Text, I would always get it in an email. Because technically, according to California, a text is not in writing. It's a conversation. So we follow up our conversations with writings. Hey, thanks for giving me permission. I just want to make sure. Is there anything that I am not allowed to take photos or videos of? Hopefully, the listing agent has looked at their listing agreement and looked at paragraph 14 regarding photos and videos. Is it either, or most importantly, paragraph 14B is marked. No one outside of the listing agent is allowed to take photos or video, not even potential clients.
Because I see a lot of agents who takes videos from other.
Yep. They're breaking rules. By the way, MLS violation $2,500, Code of Ethics $10,000. Be careful. All right, that's it. We're done. Look at that. So today, put up your schedule, get that ready, talk about your content. By the way, if you need help with content, AI is huge. ChatGPT as an example. So if I go to chat online or chat OpenAI, chat.openai.com. If you haven't used AI, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, that's great. My session has expired, so I'll just relog back in. So, how can I use AI to develop content? So let's think about it. I'm just going to ask some simple things. So I'm going to send or ask chat to say, basically, please create a 12-month social media post calendar talking about the benefits of listing a home in Orange County, California in 2023. Certainly. Here in 2 minutes, month 1, January, February. Took us 2 minutes. Wow, I now just have some ideas of what I need to do each and every month. A whole year, 12 months, something to do once a month. Remember, we got content to post about each and every day. Right? Here I've got something about year in reflection, reflect on the year, share. So 3 things to be able to post on my social media for this month that we can now talk about. So when we all go and scratch our heads, gosh, I don't know what to talk about. Here I've got AI.
This is better than my assistant. They will do it in 2 minutes.
And how much are you paying your assistant? A lot of money, right? Guess what? ChatGPT, 20 bucks a month. That's what? $240 a year? Or no, it's $2,400. ChatGPT 3.5 is free, which I'm using. But if you want something a little bit more elaborate, $20 a month for ChatGPT 4.0.
Yeah, the paid version can help you with images.
Yep. Create me an image. Here you go. Please help me create a Facebook post with emojis. If I can spell emojis and hashtags. On the rise of the let's see, mortgage interest rate that is fun and engaging to potential home buyers in California. Now, writing that, there we go. I now have a social media post that I can go through, double check, and it's got all the fun emojis and hashtags that we can actually use, double check, make sure, but at least it gives me some sort of content. Maybe I can have it rewrite over something. Hey, I wrote up something, but now I can use ChatGPT to help me rewrite it. Hey, can you make this more fun or more engaging with people? Or please create this as a social media post using hashtags and.
Where do you put the hashtags?
Huh?
On a post, just on any post?
Yeah, any post you can place it anywhere. You'll notice here where it posted it at. It hashtagged the popular posts regarding my topic. California real estate, home buying adventure, rising rates, dream big, housing buyers, and investing in your future.
How does that work? How does that help me? My content?
So when people maybe go to that, not only people of your Facebook, but if they happen to be searching the web for investing in your future, your post is now going to be referenced amongst other people writing about the same type of topic. So now all of a sudden, oh, here's somebody else's opinion.
Can I create my own hashtag?
Yeah. Usually creating your own, you have to get a following, right? So if you write something super obscure, you may not get a lot of people looking at it, especially from the internet, unless you build a following. Like hashtag scratching my nose, right? Here, the AI has already scoured the internet for a potential popular language SEO platform that people would probably write a hashtag regarding this type of topic. Right? But the idea is I also, if I'm not good about what emojis to use to get my point across, because emojis are pictures, right? So like the house and the rocket, so it's exciting times for the California home buyers, catches your eye. Something short, sweet, and visual, right? I can even tell it to, or ask it to write me a video script. Now this is good because if you're a video videographer in this case, please create a 1-minute video script on introducing myself, Anthony Bried, as a real estate professional servicing the Orange County, California market. But what's cool about that is that it's now also going to direct me on the video. So it's going to direct how the video should be put together. Cut shot of beautiful Orange County, Anthony Bried. I've just dedicated my career, right? What cut shots to use, things like that, that I can now put together and bring my mind to. Maybe I use something like this and use Dolly or Steve.ai or one of those video AI creators take this and they create the video for me. Right? But at least I have some direction on where my mind needs to go in order to create my video content. I can even put in my own script. This is what I want to talk about. Maybe I use info sparks for the market update. Hey, compare this month versus last year and the change. Write a video script about it. Yes.
The paid version has pictures, so you can say, okay,
Create
picture of a house.
Yep. Create a picture of a house on fire on the cliffs of San Clemente.
You can actually create your,
Oh, and do it in the form of Leonardo da Vinci, or in the style of Leonardo da Vinci,
right, and they will do it.
and it will do it.
Then have to copy that.
It depends on what platform, but some of the platforms out there, like Dolly, your paid service will say this is your new, this will be your unique content. What you can't use is say like public images or public people, like create me a picture of Barack Obama high-fiving Donald Trump on the steps of the White House with a sign that says, working together. And it'll say Donald Trump and Obama are copyrighted figures. You cannot use them. Right?
You can create your own avatar.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I could take, I think in Dolly, take 4 shots of me, right? 4 different angles. And then I can say, create me a professional picture from these shots where I look 22 years old again. And it'll generate it. It's really well.
How much is that?
I think Dolly is like $20 a month as well. It's part of the Chat GPT 4.0 now. So they're merging things together. So that's pretty cool.
Call your camera again.
Huh?
Your camera, what do you call it?
This camera is called the OBSBot, OBSBOT. So let's see here. I'm going to stop share.